Hello, my name is Madison LeBlanc and this is project number 1 for my Astronomy 101 class. And today I will be talking to you about why humans will be dead within the century. Fun, right? Now, I don't know if you guys know about a man named Frank Finner, but we pretty much owe him our lives. Frank Finner is a distinguished professor of microbiology famous for helping rid the world of smallpox. And essentially, my man Frank here told The Australian in 2010 that he believes the decline of humanity is irreversible. And we haven't done much since then to prove him wrong. In fact, as of this year, 2021, we are a mere 100 seconds away from midnight on the Doomsday Clock. Whereas when Frank Finner originally made his comment in 2010, we were a whole 6 minutes away from midnight. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, hey Madison, what the heck is the Doomsday Clock? Well, I'm glad you asked because I didn't know either. Now, I'm pulling this directly from their website. Founded in 1945 by Albert Einstein and University of Chicago scientists who helped develop the first atomic weapons in the Manhattan Project, that's ironic, the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists created the Doomsday Clock 2 years later using the imagery of the apocalypse, midnight, and the contemporary idiom of nuclear explosion, the countdown to zero, to convey threats to humanity and the planet. The Doomsday Clock is set every year by the Bulletin Science and Security Board in consultation with its board of sponsors, which includes 13 Nobel laureates. The clock has become a universally recognized indicator of the world's vulnerability to catastrophe from nuclear weapons, climate change, and disruptive technologies in other domains. Now, despite all the things that influence the Doomsday Clock, like the impending threat of nuclear annihilation, I am here to tell you about the aspect that most directly relates to astronomy. This class. And that would be climate change. You know, that thing that our genius president for the past 4 years told us was fake? Well, newsflash, it's slowly killing us. Atmospheric greenhouse gas concentrations hit a record high in 2020, one of the 2 warmest years on record. The massive wildfires and catastrophic cyclones of 2020 are examples of the major devastation that will only increase if governments do not significantly and quickly increase their efforts to bring greenhouse gas emissions essentially to zero. In 2020, the impacts of the continuing climate change were showcased in severe and damaging ways. Now, what's so scary about this is I can even account for it personally. My hometown is in Louisiana, and we were smacked with hurricane after hurricane after hurricane this past year, and it caused a massive destruction that the state will probably never recover from. That's pretty scary. Meanwhile, evidence shows that sea level rise is also accelerating, and the effects of the oceans growing warmer and warmer and more acidic because of carbon dioxide absorption were clear in many marine ecosystems, which basically means that the coral reefs are dying. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, we're about to kick off the 6th Great Extinction event, and unfortunately, the human race will follow shortly after. 10% of all animals and plants will vanish by 2050, according to biologists from Leeds University in the UK. That's over 1 million species, all due to human enterprises. So you can say bye-bye to leatherback turtles, rhinos, elephants, or pretty much any large natural predator. Deforestation, infrastructure projects, overfishing, commercial agriculture, and the burning of fossil fuels are causing an extinction rate 1,000 times faster than what it was in the past 65 million years. Overfishing alone is set to erase commercial fishing by 2050 because the ecosystem will no longer be able to replenish itself. Remember my man Frank from earlier? Yeah. Well, he says that climate change, unbridled consumption, and overpopulation have led him to predict that humanity will be extinct within the century, and he can prove it too. Finner used the disappearance of the inhabitants of Easter Island as an example. You know that island with the giant stone heads? Yeah, well, way back in the 1800s, there was a sudden, unmanageable population growth which swallowed the resources of the island, making the civilization that formed there unsustainable. So you might be asking yourself at this point, what the heck am I supposed to do with all of this information? Well, I'll tell you, because even though you or me maybe won't be around within 100 years, what does this mean for our children? Our grandchildren even? They will be inhabiting a poisoned earth, so I'll tell you what needs to be done. Those companies who are ecologically exploitive should see their customers run to responsible competitors. More peaceful demonstrations and protests must be conducted to keep the issue in the public's mind. because for some reason, it appears that whenever our generation stands up for our right to inherit a clean, sustainable planet, we get treated like imbeciles. We also have to change how we live, dramatically. We should compost, eat less meat, and recycle. Clean energy initiatives should be erected at the largest scale possible. The food waste problem must also be addressed. Almost 800 million worldwide suffer food insecurity today, while a fifth of the world's food is lost through waste or overeating. Dramatic changes must occur, because we will lose much of the earth, and we may even lose it all. I mean, come on, look at this face. She's mad at you too, aren't you, Kimchi? Because you're not recycling. She'll die because of your negligence. Whoa! And finally, my name is Madison LeBlanc, and that was my presentation on why humans will be extinct within 100 years, unless you do something to change it. Okay, bye!